Hello Fromers, and welcome to my video that is talking or discussing or whatever it is, probably talking to myself more than likely, about Erich Fromm's Man for Himself. I'm going to read a passage that spoke to me just a few minutes ago as part of this assignment, but I think anyone else who happens to stumble upon this is both incredibly in the weird part of YouTube and also going to learn some philosophy or psychology or something in between. Anyway, this is referring to how Fromm is talking about life as an art, as starting from page 18 of the book. It is interesting at this point to ask why our time has lost the concept of life as an art. Modern man seems to believe that reading and writing are arts to be learned, that to become an architect, an engineer, or skilled worker warrants constable study, but that living is something so simple that no effort is required to learn how to do it. Just because everyone lives is some fashion. Life is considered a matter in which everyone qualifies as an expert. But it is not because the fact that man has mastered the art of living to such a degree that he has lost the sense of its difficulty. The prevailing lack of genuine joy and happiness in the process of living obviously excludes an explanation. Now here's the good part. Modern society, in spite of all the emphasis it puts upon happiness, individuality, and self-interest, has taught man to feel that not his happiness is the aim of life, but the fulfillment of duty to work or his money. And then scrolling down says, well, not scrolling, but reading down says, he is for everything except for himself. Later it sums this up as saying the aim of man's life, therefore, is to be understood as the unfolding of his powers according to the laws of his nature. Now, obviously, that seems like it's going to have some sort of contradictory effect, but it seems that he's trying to say that recently happiness is more of an illusion as a facade that society has just made up. And at the time of his writing, 1947, that was starting to get into the 50s when there was the idyllic middle-class white family in the suburbs. No offense to any other racial readers out there, or watchers, or whatever you are, if you're even human. And that happiness, in general, I was also reading in another article that happiness is more of a recent invention in respect to the rest of human history. It's only this time in humanity that we have things like movies, video games, and pleasure time for doing hobbies. And in the past, like during the feudal ages or the Middle Ages or way before that even, what did people have to look forward to? Was there even a happiness? I believe that happiness back then was probably more related to religion. And Fromm discusses that religious part also as kind of interchangeable with wealth and power and money. But that was for a different sense. The happiness in the religious times is probably more related to looking forward to the afterlife. But in today's day and age, where a lot of people might not have the same Christian beliefs that peasants working in a field back in medieval times would have, we have to have something else to look forward to. And for some people that's wealth or power or money. I think what Fromm is trying to say is that human nature is to find happiness, or maybe not even happiness, but just to simply unfold one's skill set, one's powers, as he says. And that might be through wealth or money or success. And that's seen a lot, especially in today's day and age where it's very pop culture oriented, where everyone, well, not everyone, but where most people want to be famous or want to get rich quick. And that's especially true during times of recession or depressions, like right now we are in. Einstein once said that if one really wants happiness, do not invest in people or objects, but in goals. And Einstein, as a pretty well-known physicist, who's also fame, seems to be an effect on others, including myself, that he has happiness. It's an assumption more or less, that he is happy or was happy. But it kind of rings true in that if you want to have happiness, as opposed to being happy. Happiness in the having sense, as opposed to a being sense, is more related to things that are tangible, like money or friends or wealth and big houses and stuff like that. Whereas opposed to being mode, it's something more in your mindset. It's something that's gained through your trials of living. And that's kind of the art of living. It's just unfolding yourself and just letting life happen. I believe that only happiness can really come to people that aren't actually looking for it or even thinking about happiness. The happy meeting place between happiness and unhappiness is where people try or should try to be getting to, and that's where you're just progressing through life by progressing yourself.